Welcome to Senior Health and Happiness, where we believe that aging can be graceful, strong, and joyful. Let's take care of your health, one simple habit at a time. Let me start with a question. Have you ever found yourself feeling a bit more tired than usual, or perhaps not quite as sharp mentally, or maybe even a little irritable, and couldn't quite explain why? Or maybe you've noticed changes in how your stomach feels, like you're more sensitive to certain foods, or digestion just isn't as smooth as it once was. If so, you're not alone. These are all common experiences among people over 60, and they're not just a normal part of aging. We have to accept. In fact, they could be pointing us towards something powerful and often overlooked: your gut health. Today, we're diving into a topic that may just change how you think about your body, and especially your belly. We're going to explore what scientists now call your second brain, your gut, and why taking care of it might be one of the best things you can do to support your energy, mood, memory, immune system, and even your overall sense of well-being. This isn't about chasing some trendy diet or buying the latest health gimmick. It's about understanding your body in a new way and giving it what it truly needs, in simple, age-friendly steps. So grab a warm cup of tea, get cozy, and stay with me until the end. Because by the time we finish, you'll have a clearer understanding of how your gut really works and what gentle, effective things you can start doing today to help it and you feel better. Let's begin. As we age, our bodies change, and that includes the digestive system. You may have noticed that certain meals that used to sit well with you suddenly cause discomfort. Or maybe your appetite has shifted, or your bowel habits have become less predictable. These changes are common, and they can affect how we feel, physically, mentally, and emotionally. But here's the good news. Your gut is not just a passive system that digests your food and moves it along. It's an incredibly active and intelligent network that communicates with nearly every part of your body. It affects your immune system, your hormone balance, your brain chemistry, and more. Scientists now refer to this system as the second brain, and it's not just a poetic name. Deep within the walls of your digestive tract lies a vast network of neurons, over 100 million of them, in fact, more than in your spinal cord. This is called the enteric nervous system, and it operates semi-independently from your brain. It's constantly monitoring what you eat, how you feel, and how your body responds to stress. In other words, your gut is not just reacting to what's happening in your body, it's also helping to guide it. When your gut is balanced and healthy, you feel lighter, clearer, more energized. But when things are out of balance, when inflammation sets in, or your gut bacteria become disrupted, you may start to feel sluggish, foggy, moody, or even anxious. Many people don't realize how connected the gut is to their mental and emotional well-being. But once they do, it opens a whole new door to healing and hope. In fact, supporting your gut can be one of the most impactful things you can do for your entire body, especially in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Because when you take care of your gut, you're not just easing digestive troubles, you're supporting your immune system, protecting your memory, and even helping yourself sleep better at night. And perhaps most importantly, you're taking back control of your health in a way that feels empowering, not overwhelming. 2. The gut-brain connection explained simply. Now that we've introduced the idea of your gut as the second brain, let's look more closely at how it actually communicates with your main brain, and why that matters so much for your daily life. Imagine for a moment that your brain is a conductor of a grand orchestra. But instead of just giving orders, it's also listening to feedback from every musician. One of the loudest and most influential players in this orchestra is your gut. In fact, scientists now know that the majority of the communication between the gut and the brain actually travels from the gut up, not the other way around. This connection is made possible by a powerful communication highway called the vagus nerve, the longest cranial nerve in your body. It runs from your brainstem all the way down to your abdomen, carrying signals back and forth between your brain and your digestive system. Through this connection, your gut can send information to your brain about how safe, nourished, or inflamed your body is, and your brain responds accordingly. If your gut senses something's wrong, your brain might feel anxious, distracted, or even depressed. But if your gut is calm and content, your brain gets the message that all is well, and it responds with clarity, stability, and peace. And here's something even more fascinating. Nearly 90% of your body's serotonin, a key hormone involved in mood, sleep, and appetite, is actually produced in your gut, not your brain. That's right, the very hormone that helps you feel calm, happy, and emotionally balanced is largely created in your digestive tract. That's one reason why when your gut is out of balance, say due to poor diet, chronic stress, or certain medications, your mood can suffer. You might feel more irritable, more anxious, or more down than usual. Sleep might become harder. Memory might seem foggy, and you might even lose interest in things you once enjoyed. This is not just coincidence, it's biology. Let me tell you a quick story about one of my patients, Linda, a 68-year-old retired teacher. For years, she had been feeling tired, emotionally flat, and just not quite herself. Her digestion wasn't terrible, but she often felt bloated after meals and had irregular bowel movements. Her doctor ruled out anything serious, but the symptoms persisted. Together, we looked at her gut health. We added gentle probiotics to her routine, encouraged her to reduce highly processed foods, and suggested she eat more fiber and fermented foods. Within a few weeks, Linda began noticing changes, not just in her digestion, but in her energy. Her mood lifted, her sleep improved, and she even told me, "I feel like the old me is coming back." Now, of course, every person is different. But Linda's story shows how interconnected our systems truly are. By supporting her gut, she didn't just fix her stomach, she helped her brain feel better too. And that's something I want every senior watching this to know. Taking care of your gut isn't a luxury. It's not an extra myth. It's a core part of taking care of your mind, your heart, and your overall health. As we continue in this video, we'll talk about what can go wrong with your gut, the signs to look out for, and most importantly, what you can do to help it heal gently, safely, and naturally. Because you deserve to feel well. You deserve to feel clear and calm and connected. From the inside out, 3 common gut issues in seniors and what they mean as we get older. It's common to experience some changes in how our digestion feels. You might notice you don't tolerate certain foods the way you used to, or your bathroom habits become more unpredictable. These are very real experiences, and they deserve attention, not dismissal. Let's walk through some of the most common digestive issues seniors face, and more importantly, what they could be trying to tell you about your gut. One of the most frequent concerns I hear from my senior patients is bloating. That uncomfortable feeling of pressure or fullness in the belly, often after eating. For many, it comes on even after light meals, foods that never caused problems before. Bloating can be caused by slower digestion, but often it's a sign of an imbalance in gut bacteria known as dysbiosis. This means the good and bad microbes in your gut are no longer in harmony. When this balance is off, it can lead to gas buildup and inflammation, making your belly feel swollen and tight. Another common complaint is constipation, something many people feel embarrassed to talk about. But it's incredibly important. Constipation means more than just not going every day. It can include hard stools, straining, or a feeling that you didn't fully empty. As we age, our digestive muscles may weaken, we may become less active, or we may take medications that slow things down. But unresolved constipation can lead to discomfort, fatigue, and even mood disturbances. On the other end of the spectrum, some seniors deal with diarrhea or loose stools, especially after meals. This can also be linked to dysbiosis, food sensitivities, or in some cases, a condition called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, SIBO, where bacteria that belong in the colon move up into the small intestine, causing fermentation and rapid movement of food through the system. Acid reflux is another common issue. That burning sensation in the chest or throat after eating Many people over 60 experience it due to a weakening of the valve between the esophagus and stomach. While occasional heartburn is manageable, chronic reflux can damage the esophagus and lead to complications, including difficulty swallowing or chronic coughing. Then there are more subtle symptoms that are often overlooked, like unexplained fatigue, frequent headaches, skin rashes, or even joint pain. What many people don't realize is that these can also be tied to gut health. When the gut lining becomes leaky, a condition called increased intestinal permeability. It can allow tiny food particles and toxins to enter the bloodstream, triggering widespread inflammation. That's why some gut issues don't show up in the stomach. They show up as brain fog, allergies, or general aches. So what does all of this mean? First, it means you're not imagining things. If something feels off in your body, listen to it. Your gut has a powerful way of speaking to you, even if it doesn't always use words. These symptoms, whether big or small, are signals, not necessarily signs of danger, but messages that your body is asking for support. And second, it means there's hope. Gut issues are common, but they're also highly responsive to change, especially the kinds of gentle, consistent habits we'll talk about in just a moment. You don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to chalk it all up to aging. In fact, when you begin to care for your gut, when you feed it well, move your body, and reduce stress, many of these issues begin to ease. You'll notice less bloating, more regularity, fewer cravings, and even more peace of mind. So if you've been living with digestive discomfort, or just feel like something's not right inside, don't ignore it. Your body is wise, and it's never too late to start listening. 4. The best foods for a healthy gut. Know that we understand what can go wrong in the gut and how it can affect your whole body. Let's talk about something practical to eat to help your gut heal and thrive. I want to start by saying this: there is no perfect gut diet. Everyone's gut is unique. What works for your neighbor might not work for you. But there are certain foods that most older adults benefit from. Foods that support good bacteria, inflammation, and help you feel better from the inside out. Let's begin with probiotics. These are the good bacteria that help keep your gut ecosystem in balance. You don't have to take expensive pills to get them. In fact, many probiotic-rich foods are delicious and easy to find. A great example is plain yogurt with live cultures. It's gentle on the stomach, widely available, and can be enjoyed with a little honey or fresh fruit. Another powerful probiotic is kefir, a fermented milk drink that's rich in diverse strains of healthy bacteria. Many seniors find kefir easier to digest than milk, especially if they're lactose sensitive. You can also try fermented vegetables, such as sauerkraut or kimchi. Just a spoonful a day can go a long way. Miso soup, a Japanese staple made from fermented soybeans, is another gentle, warming option. Now let's talk about prebiotics. These are the fibers that feed your good gut bacteria. Think of them as fertilizer for your internal garden. Foods like bananas, oats, garlic, onions, leeks, and asparagus are rich in prebiotic fibers. Including a few of these each week can really help nourish your gut flora. Next, let's talk about fiber in general. Many older adults don't get enough fiber, and that can lead to constipation, inflammation, and poor blood sugar control. Aim to include a mix of soluble fiber from oats, apples, chia seeds, and insoluble fiber from whole grains, vegetables, nuts in your meals. But here's something important. If you haven't been eating much fiber, increase it slowly. Jumping too fast can actually cause more gas and bloating at first. Take your time. Start small. Sip warm water or herbal tea to help things move gently. Speaking of liquids, hydration is just as important as fiber. Many seniors become mildly dehydrated without realizing it. Try keeping a reusable water bottle nearby. Drink herbal teas. Add a splash of lemon or cucumber to make water more enjoyable. Hydration helps prevent constipation and supports every part of digestion. It's also helpful to limit processed foods. especially those high in sugar, artificial sweeteners, and preservatives. These ingredients can disrupt your gut flora and increase inflammation. I know convenience is important, so look for whole food versions when possible. Even simple swaps like whole grain bread instead of white or homemade soup instead of canned can make a difference. Now, you don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. In fact, I encourage the opposite. Make one small change at a time. Maybe that's adding a spoonful of sauerkraut to your dinner, or having oatmeal instead of white toast, or sipping water before your morning coffee. Over time, these small steps create momentum. Your gut starts to heal. You feel more regular, your energy improves, and perhaps most beautifully, your confidence in caring for yourself grows. And if you enjoy cooking, consider involving family members or friends, making meals together, experimenting with new ingredients, and sharing your journey can bring joy, connection, and even laughter, which is good for your gut too, because food isn't just fuel, it's information, it's medicine. And for many seniors, it becomes a bridge, a way to feel empowered, nourished, and alive. So start with kindness. Feed your body like you would feed a beloved garden, with care, attention, and love. 5. Lifestyle habits that support gut health, while nutrition forms the foundation of a healthy gut. It's only part of the bigger picture. The way you live your life every day, how you move, how you rest, how you manage stress, has a tremendous impact on your gut health as well. Let's start with something simple yet powerful. Movement. Gentle, consistent movement encourages healthy digestion by stimulating the muscles in your intestines. It doesn't have to be strenuous. Even something as basic as a daily walk around the block, a few minutes of stretching or chair exercises can make a meaningful difference. Movement keeps your blood flowing, your body flexible, and your digestive system working smoothly. One lovely example is walking after meals. Taking a slow stroll for just 10 to 15 minutes after eating can significantly aid digestion and help regulate blood sugar levels. Plus, it's a wonderful opportunity to enjoy fresh air, clear your mind, and connect with the world around you. Another important lifestyle factor is stress management. Chronic stress is one of the biggest enemies of gut health. When we're stressed, our bodies release hormones like cortisol, which can disrupt digestion, weaken the gut barrier, and upset the balance of bacteria in the intestines. I always encourage my senior patients to find simple, enjoyable ways to manage stress daily. For some, that might be deep breathing exercises. Just a few minutes of slow, mindful breathing can calm the nervous system and soothe the gut. For others, it might be gardening, reading, listening to calming music, or even spending time with a beloved pet. Anything that brings you joy and a sense of peace can be medicine for your gut. Another deeply healing practice is spending time in nature. Whether it's sitting on a park bench, walking barefoot on the grass, or tending to a small garden, being outside connects us to natural rhythms that our bodies deeply recognize and respond to. Studies have shown that time spent in nature can reduce inflammation, improve mood, and even enhance gut microbiome diversity. Good sleep is also crucial. During deep sleep, the body performs many repair processes, including in the gut. If you struggle with sleep, focusing on a calming nighttime routine can help. Try dimming the lights an hour before bed, avoiding heavy meals late at night, and creating a comfortable, cool, quiet sleeping environment. You might also try sipping a warm herbal tea like chamomile before bedtime, signaling to your body that it's time to rest. Another gentle but profound habit is mindful eating. Many of us, especially in our busy younger years, learn to eat quickly, grabbing meals between errands, work, and chores. But digestion actually begins with the senses, the sight, smell, and taste of food. Taking time to sit down, breathe, and chew slowly not only improves digestion, but also enhances satisfaction and prevents overeating. Here's a simple practice. Before your first bite, take a moment to express gratitude for your meal. Notice the colors, the textures, the aromas. This simple act of presence prepares your body to digest more effectively and turns each meal into a nourishing ritual, not just a routine. So, remember, it's not just about what you eat, it's about how you live, movement, relaxation, sleep, and mindful moments. They all weave together to create a life that supports your gut, your mind, and your spirit. Your gut listens not just to what's on your plate, but to how you treat yourself in every moment. Treat yourself with the same care you would give a dear friend, because you are deserving of that love and attention. 6. When to seek help now. Before we close, let's talk about something equally important: knowing when to seek help. While many gut issues can be improved through gentle lifestyle changes, there are times when it's important to reach out to a healthcare professional. You deserve to feel your best, and sometimes that means asking for support. If you experience any of the following, I encourage you to make an appointment with your doctor or a trusted dietitian. Unintentional weight loss that you can't explain persists. Pain, bloating, or discomfort that doesn't improve with simple change blood in your stool or black. Tarry stools difficulty, swallowing or persistent heartburn, diarrhea or constipation, lasting more than a few days, fatigue or weakness that affects your daily life. These symptoms don't necessarily mean something serious is wrong, but they are important signals. Catching issues early allows for easier treatment and better outcomes. And remember, asking for help is a strength, not a weakness. You are advocating for your health, for your future, and for your quality of life. And if your doctor recommends tests like a colonoscopy, stool analysis, or blood work, don't be afraid. These tools are there to guide your journey to better health, not to frighten you. Many seniors I meet worry about being a burden, or they feel they should just tough it out. But your health matters, your comfort matters, your vitality